Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, going to be our story titled, Am I the a-hole for threatening my wife with divorce because she's selling her pictures online without even asking me? And a big shout out to Nick for sending me this story. And guys, this is about a husband who's been married to his wife, I believe, a number of years. And lo and behold, somehow, which you'll see, he finds out that she, for 5 months, has been selling pictures of herself, engaging in, well, you can guess, on OnlyFans. And in her opinion, making very good money doing so. And understandably, this guy's pretty PO'd about it because, number one, she's doing this behind his back. Number two, making all this money. 3, this is not who he married. And all that. And he's handling it accordingly. Some would call it in a boss type of way. However, the Reddit Brigade is out in full force, and they don't all see it that way. The Reddit Brigade is throwing terms at him like controlling, insecure, narcissistic, even words of ABUSE in there, of how he's handling it. So I'm going to go over this story here, guys, and I want to see, eventually in the comment section, what you guys think about this whole thing. Do you think he's handling like a boss, or does he go too far? Remember, this is not who this guy married. He didn't marry a woman that was going to be doing this type of thing. And also because, well, that line of work is in a certain line of work that guys wouldn't want their wives engaging, as well as many other things. So before any judge too harshly, just look at the big picture here. He says, my wife has been selling her pictures online on OnlyFans and Discord and some other apps I'd never heard of for the past 5 months. Thankfully, she's smart enough to blur her face. It's been a few days when she came to me and told me everything, and she said she is making good money and wants me to join her to make videos and sell them, faces blurred out, of course. How did this just come up in conversation? I have to wonder, did this all happen before tax season came along, and she obviously has to report her income, and therefore, otherwise, that's a crime. You all know that, I hope. And she better tell him, because she's got to put this on the tax form, have her 1099 there when they do the taxes with the accountant. What brought this on, I don't know. Who knows? But the point is, she tells him. Yeah, he has a reason to be pissed and shocked and all that, and she just expects him to be okay with this. Don't worry, honey, we can do this and just blur your face out. What the fuck? He says, I was beyond furious. I said, why did she even think about selling her pictures? She said she got this idea from one of her online friends, and she said she is young and in great shape, and it won't hurt her or any of us because faces are blurred and we can make money, and wants me to join her. Get the fuck out of here. Don't you know there's software, I believe, out there that can unblur faces and stuff like that? And she's doing this for 5 months, lying to her husband, doing this behind his back. And by the way, she's a housewife. He provides everything. And, right? I was so angry, I said she should instead get a job if she wants money so fucking badly instead of selling her body online. Just because her face is blurred doesn't make it right. She's not single, she has a husband, and you don't even care about what your husband might think about this. Exactly. It would have been one thing if she went to him and said, you know what, honey? I was just thinking, I want to start doing this. Obviously, she knows he'd say no, but at least she went to him. I gave her an ultimatum. I told her either she stops this bullshit once and for all and removes all pictures from her everywhere, and she can allow me to take them down, or we are getting a divorce. She cried and said she's making good money, and I said she's gullible, greed can ruin us all. Right, look at that. You put one spicy picture online, guys. Even if you try to take it down, that doesn't mean that other people haven't downloaded it, or it's there somewhere on some server, someplace that can be found. Believe me, if somebody wants to find you, they can. One picture can ruin it all. But all those up there, what happens if they have kids? What happens to his career if it gets out, right? But she's not thinking too far. Attention and validation. And what's the ultimate attention and validation? Men willing to pay, men or women, you never know, paying to see pictures of you butt naked or engaging in certain activities. I'm ignoring her until she agrees with my demands. Now I'm not super rich or successful man, but I earn enough to provide for my wife. She's a housewife and our future kids. He also says, as an edit, I thank you all for your advice. After she wakes up, I'll have a long discussion with her on the topic. Someone says possible to unblur the pictures, and I'll explain to her and make her choose what she really wants. I do not want to be shamed and don't want any of my kids to get shamed because of their mom, and you creepy-ass motherfuckers who are asking about her info and pictures and offering money, get a fucking life. People are actually asking him for, who she was on, because she was posting on Reddit too. And no, it's not the situation. And for those saying it's her body, her choice, no, it's not her choice. She's married. She cannot stay married and have kids and make us all pay for her actions. Yeah, there are people giving him a hard time saying it's her body. She can do what she wants. She doesn't need your permission, sir. Of course, there's sirens going by. When you get married and you become involved with a man, you get married, then what you do, yes, he has a say on it, especially when it comes to something like this. But a lot of these assholes are just so, their heads are up their butts in terms of like, my body, my choice and all that. No, it isn't just about that. It's the ripple effect it could have on your family, your kids, your career, all that. He also says it's disgusting as fuck, and I read some comments that SCX work is okay, and I'm insulting those workers. Me personally, I don't give a crap what they do about them. I just don't want my wife to become that way, and my family gets shamed to death. Right. He's saying, I don't care if people do those things for a living, but that's not what I married. Now we're going to go on to his update, and how he handles things with her. And this update, when you hear all this stuff, this is the update that really, holy crap, triggers the Reddit Brigade. They were giving him a hard time after part 1, but part 2 here, how he handles things, God almighty. He says, I posted yesterday, and after my wife woke up, I had a long, detailed discussion with her. I explained how this crap can come back to haunt us, and she said it's good money. Well, we've heard the good money line a few times now. You guys have heard me read that. I'd like to know what her definition is of good money. Because a lot of people have different ideas what's considered good money, great money, rich, poor, whatever. It all depends on where you live, what it can buy, and all that. But is this good money she making enough money that will literally set them for life if she gets exposed? I'm going to guess the answer is no. It's probably good bonus money, but regardless, even if it was great money, it's not what he married into. I just asked her to choose money or me, and there's no other option left for you. I said, I'm already giving you enough money to spend every month. If she wants more, I'll work extra hard, but she stops or leaves. How about no, you don't work extra hard, husband? How about she gets a fucking job? Now, he does reveal later that she's a housewife, and he's given her the opportunity to get a job, but she never wanted to. So the arrangement seemed okay for her spicy OnlyFans activities. Finally and thankfully, she agreed. I do love her too much to just leave her. Also, it was she who told my wife. Okay, it was a she who told my wife to do this bullshit. She's a model herself, and my wife fell for her BS, and she got greedy. Yeah, well, bro, I wouldn't be staying with her. He doesn't have any kids with her. I want to point out. He was talking about future kids. If I was in this situation and found this out happening for 5 months, this was going on, all that. No, I'd be done because I didn't marry that. And that's incredible betrayal. Not to mention the money thing. I mean, if she didn't, back to the whole tax thing, you all know, well, most of you know that if you hide income and don't report income, that's a crime. On the federal level, the IRS is going to come after you, and they will find you one day because it's all electronic. It's not like she was getting cash for this. She was getting electronic payments to her and to probably her account and then to her bank account. There's a trail. And that could have him on the hook. He could have the innocent spouse claim, but it's still going to bring a lot of turmoil and problems for him. And there's the federal level, and there's the state level. Because believe me, if they live in a state that has an income tax, and most states have an income tax, they're coming for their pound of flesh too. And if you're hiding income, that's a crime. Federal level, state level. Hell, in some cases, the local level too. So he has reason to be pissed. But I wouldn't stay with her after this. She only posted her pictures on OnlyFans and Reddit. I asked her to delete every single photo she uploaded and finally delete her account. After that, I asked her to delete photos and posts from Reddit and delete her Reddit account as well. I then called all my close friends and family and asked them to delete every single photo of me and my wife that are included in it. And they were shocked, but I begged them to do it ASAP. I will explain later. Okay, delete all the pictures, delete all the accounts, OnlyFans, Reddit, everything, and deactivate social media. And he's telling all the friends and family to take down the pictures. I told my wife that we are deleting our personal Facebook and Instagram accounts and photos, and I'm transferring all her money to my account and calling the bank to close her account. She started crying and saying I'm controlling her, and she went on a rant. I explained to her that it's temporary. Temporary. After a while, I will make it all normal. She'll have her money back, her social media accounts, and her bank account. She still kept crying. I just told her to finally shut the fuck up and sit down. She pulled such a stupid-ass move to ruin our lives and marriage. I will not listen to her. Okay, so it got to the point that she was getting so hysterical, he finally lost it and said, shut the fuck up. Gentlemen, I'm sure many of you have been in relationships when things got pretty crazy, and even you may have said something like that at some point, and probably it was warranted. It wasn't your first words out there, but after it got crazy and hysterical, I deleted everything, and she still kept crying all day, so I cooked her her favorite meal and gave her a few drinks and made love to her to calm her down, and did everything she liked, and finally she's gone to sleep, and I think I can sleep peacefully again tonight. I do not know if there's anything else I could have done to protect me and my wife. Nobody else besides us knows about this. If somehow it gets back to us in any other way, we might just change states if necessary. We're not going to be on social media for a year at least, and that's what I thought. If there's anything else I can do, please advise. So, you all heard what he did. And as you can imagine, the Reddit Brigade is going crazy. So let's review. He had her shut down, cancel and close the OnlyFans account, and anything else she was making money from this. I have no problem with that. He had her shut down Reddit, where she was marketing herself with her newsflash, Reddit is like Pornhub. I kid you not, with spicy things. If you guys didn't know that, holy crap. So he had her shut that down. And anything else that she was displaying pictures of herself. I got no problem with that. He had her temporarily close down Facebook and Instagram. So pretty much there won't be any connection to the pictures of them and all that. I have no problem with that. Again, he said temporary. He said, what else did he have her do? He contacted all his friends and family, said, please take down pictures of us. It's crazy, it's embarrassing, but please do that. So obviously they can't be connected somehow. Again, I got no problem. That's an extreme course. I got no problem with that. He then said to her, here's the one that really got a lot of shit in Reddit, in the Reddit comment section. He had her close down that bank account and had her transfer the money that she made and was stockpiling into his account. A lot of people went nuts over that, saying that was financial abuse. I got no problem with that on the basis that he is going to give it back to her, and she has access to that money, but it's in their shared account. He was closing that down, that account that was connected to OnlyFans that money was coming to. But people were acting like she no longer has any money. That's not the case. And then the part he was talking about how I told her shut the fuck up. People got mad about that too. Well, anybody's been in a heated argument with their girl, sometimes things get a little crazy. And in her situation, given what she's done, I don't blame the guy for getting a little pissed off and blowing a fuse. Remember, for 5 months, she's been doing this behind his back. Not cool. She's lucky he's not divorcing her. And also the part about him then suddenly making dinner, giving her drinks, and they made love, and that's it. A lot of people had a hard time with that. They said he was graping her. Newsflash, guys. I'm sure many of you have had arguments or disagreements with your girl or girlfriend or wife, and then there's what they call makeup sex. Sounds like that was it. So the Reddit Brigade had a major problem with all the things he was doing, but I was pointing these things out. And you guys, I'm not going to read the comments. You guys can look it up and see what I'm talking about. I mean, this guy is getting the Wrath of Khan type of anger at him. Now his update, because I'm going to just not read comments. You guys can see them on your own. It says, this is going to be my final update because everything is sort of between us. But first, to those who are accusing me of grape, I didn't grape my wife. I was making love to her and explaining to her everything and what can happen to us because of her actions. We were kissing each other and rubbing, and that will lead to sex. No? Right, exactly. I've had some disagreements with girlfriends over the years and fights. Not like this, of course. And they've led to makeup sex. And let me tell you, it's pretty darn good. That's probably what's happening here. A lot of people will say she was just under duress and all that. But, well, people are going to say that. Also, I didn't delete her social media. I deleted mine as well. And this account is a throwaway, so stop asking me why I'm here and I didn't take her money. I'm just holding it I'm holding it. Okay, how do you write this here? I'm just holding it because I wanted to close her account, so the best course of action at the moment was to transfer money into my account instead of cashing it. Now he says the following in giant letters. Also, I never made her quit her job. It was just her decision to be a housewife, and I never ever forced her to work. Okay. Also, in the first part, he mentioned that he gives her money all the time. She doesn't work. He brings some of the bacon. He gives her money all the time. Or she obviously has access to a joint account. Now, I will say this. I've said it a million times. There should be different accounts. A man should have an account in his name and his name only for his paychecks or business profits to go in. A woman should have her account in her name and her name only for her legitimate business profits or paycheck to go to that he knows about. And a joint account, they put money in to pay the bills. In this situation, she doesn't work. Okay, fine. He can put money in her account that she can obviously use for fun shit and stuff like that. But, so if it's all in one shared account, I think that's just a dumbass move on his part because guess what? Joint account, she can clear them out if she wants to. So it's not like she can't have access to money. A lot of people said that he was doing that. A lot of people gave him a hard time about cutting down her social media. Well, there's a reason for that, so people can't track them down. And it seems also he has to explain a lot of things to her because it seems like she's kind of shit for brains. Anyway, he says, we had another discussion. I explained to her everything why this is all necessary. I told her we can still use social media, just not normally as we used to. We will stop posting our pictures to not get traced by some online creep. Eventually, as things die down slowly, we will resume our life. No social media is important enough than our future. It's only temporary. Right. This isn't forever. He took down the old ones. They can start a new one, but have no picture, so they can still see what's going on in people's lives. But to a girl like this that was doing this for money, and obviously attention and validation, he's taking away her drug. She will get a new account, and I'll keep transferring her money every month like I used to. I asked her, does she not trust me enough? Did I not take care of her all these years? Am I her enemy? We are just restarting our lives. I explained to her that easy money like this can make her greedy. It's like a drug, this attention, and all that stuff comes with it. I did all this to protect her and our family, and she calmed down and stopped overthinking and isn't thinking anymore like these women who convinced her into this. She promised me that she will never do anything like this again, and we are starting counseling on Monday. Okay, he's giving her another chance. I wouldn't have, but that's his life. And good they're going to counseling. But hopefully he gets the right therapist or marriage counselor because the wrong one could say, that's her body, her choice, or something like that. Or you're going too far. I told her she can get a job if she thinks she's dependent on me, or I'll work extra hard if I wasn't giving her enough money. She said no, and thankfully we made up. She's finally back to normal without crying or being sad, and we finally are having fun like we used to. Food, alcohol, sex, movies, games, etc. So that's that. Nothing more. Not much left here to do except healing. And that's where he ended it. And as you guys, I'm sure before you even read the comments, because I know you guys are going to look this up, you heard me read all the things he was doing, and I'm sure those of you guys that have experienced know where all the Reddit Brigade was going after him. But I did not have a problem with a lot of those things. The only issue I had was she should have her own account with her own money. That obviously sounds like before she had her own account, but she was using that to have all that money come in from OnlyFans and all that. He didn't want a trail or something like that. But everything else, but the fact that he has to explain to her like she's some kind of child, doesn't get that this is going to have a negative effect on her lives, who knows? But one also has to dig is why, out of nowhere, did she suddenly start doing this? Why did she suddenly have to do this for money? He said he was making plenty of money, but then again, sometimes is there really ever enough money? We all know the joke about that. So, personally, if it were me, I would have ended it and moved on because just simply, I just don't see this. The craving for the attention and validation from social media and getting paid for parts of your body and stuff like that, that drug is not going to go away. I think it's just going to come back later on in time. And I think other things are going on beneath the surface here. But with regards to him handling it and having to handle it quickly and to wipe all trace of them, any connections to them, I don't have a problem with that. But a lot of people did. There were a lot of comments, people saying pretty much that she can do what she wants with her body, that type of thing. I mean, that's crazy. It's like, yeah, if she was single, that's her life. But when you marry someone, the things you do are going to affect them, and that ain't cool. If he's decided to get in, they're married, and all of a sudden he decided to get into the drug business, and he was becoming a drug dealer, and you know what I mean? That would most certainly put their lives in danger or cause a lot of problems. She'd have a right to be pissed off and found out that he was a drug dealer. or anything, or he was a hitman or something like that, you know? Now, yes, there's a difference in terms of legality of being a hitman and a drug dealer versus OnlyFans, but the point is both things will impact the other spouse. But anyhow, no matter what, you can't make people happy. And this video, if it gets to the wrong hands, will probably get me some serious hate. But anyhow, I would have ended it right then and there, but he's going to give it a try. We shall see. So, guys, I'd like to hear your opinions on this. Do you think the guy went too far? Do you agree with him on some of the things but not the others? Let's hear about it. And if you want to, be so bold, look up the title to this story. You'll see the comments and you'll see what I'm talking about. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.